You're listening to a Dispersed audio podcast, uniquely entertaining. Hello, Spoopies. Your Chillmaster Nort here to tell you how you could get ad-free episodes, exclusive bonus episodes called Talking Grim, where the cast plays one-page RPGs, smash or pass, makes tier lists, or anything else the patrons vote on, for only $5 a month. The Patreon has been changed to the Dispersed Audio Patreon and features content from Grim Encounters, Reading Isn't for Kids, and So You Finally Watched, all three of my shows. There are a slew of tiers to pick from, but if you pledge at the $15 a month tier, you get ad-free episodes of all three shows, all three bonus podcasts. That's Talking Grim, Flight School, Ask Anna and Austin, the Save Monthly newsletter, and the Grim Encounters blooper episode. That isn't even mentioning the other video content that is up on the Patreon. So join our Patreon today, and hey, thanks for listening.
Hello everybody and welcome to Grim Encounters, a chill 3rd edition tabletop RPG based in the modern day chill world. My name is Nort, I will be your chill master for this evening, and next to me is...
Shane, playing Father Frank Flannigan.
And Ranson playing Pichael Sanchez.
And Anna playing Mavis.
And we're going to get right into it, everybody. Mavis, you are at a party. You don't really like parties. You just never been much into social interactions with people. Now, you were invited to this party, and the only reason you accepted it is because an envoy from the organization Save contacted you. Now, as you look around the room, all of the other people invited are mingling, talking. They're having a drink, they're having little sandwiches, just having a general good time. Now, in the corner of the room, kind of next to the bar, is a man in a white lab coat. Every once in a while, you see him pull out a flask from his coat pocket and take a swig, and then it looks like he mumbles something and then continues to watch. And as you continue to observe the room, you see a man in what you assume to be is preacher garb with a cane. He's very easily speaking to a group of people about, as you can muster from sitting this far away, just why they are there. And as you begin to get lost in your thoughts, as happens on a daily basis, you also see this man at a table a few tables away, angrily muttering just curses, and he is just has a tall glass of whiskey, and he's very red-faced. You've never seen these people before. Charles came to you and told you he wants to help you find your parents. As you zone off thinking about what you've lost the past few years, what you hope to gain, the preacher slowly walks up to you and sits down next to you.
You seem at a loss, my dear.
Yeah.
I sense that this is not your place, and you indeed look out of place. Is everything okay? And are you alright?
I'll be fine. This just isn't my place of choice.
Ah, excuse me. Where are my manners? I am Father Frank. Father Frank Flynn.
I'm Mavis.
Mavis. It is very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Now, Frank, I guess, Shane, would you like to describe what Frank looks like for us?
He indeed has a cane, but he is dressed immaculately in dark clothes, with a preacher's collar. They have the father's collar. Very deep set lines on his face, and he also has a astonishingly silver beard and hair, and a cross or crucifix hangs down on his front.
And now, Mavis. What does Mavis look like?
Well, Mavis is, I'd say about 5'3". She's young, kind of has distant eyes. I'd say light brown hair down to her mid-back, and just very not unpleasant to look at. Not necessarily plain, but nothing too astonishing.
As you have this exchange of words, probably the most pleasant conversation you've had since being here, a large woman walks up to you. Now, I say large, I do not mean large. I mean large as in she is quite muscular. She looks as if she could lift both of you easily, and she kind of walks/stumbles up to you, Mavis specifically, and she gets real close in your face. She says, "So, you the one that had the family?"
Doesn't everybody have a family?
You know what I mean.
I suppose.
You don't. They were telling me about them. You don't look like anything. Like, you don't look like you, almost like you don't belong here. And then she leans back some more, pulls up a chair, and she goes, "I can shoot a target from 400 yards away. What can you do?" And she kind of puts her hand on you and begins to push you.
I guess I was the best in my archery team. I'm not too keen on showing off.
Pichael, as you take another swig of your alcohol, you notice this large woman who you've noticed her because, again, you are just people watching at this point. You see this, and you see this small young woman sitting in a chair at a table with an older gentleman, and it looks like the large woman is getting pretty aggressive towards this young woman, and you look at her and you have a flashback of coming home after the incident and your family not being there. A note scribbled on a piece of paper saying, "How could you?" And your daughter flashes through your mind. That she's about the same age as your daughter is. What?
Just stumble over and be like, "Hey, big woman, I'll feed you to my pooch if you don't walk away."
And as he says pooch, a large German shepherd prances behind him and kind of sits and not so much growls, but bares his teeth at this woman, almost as if he has done this before. And the large woman gets up and looks at all of you and shakes her head and then looks at you. "You got something to say, old man?"
Indeed. Don't envy violent people or copy their ways. Such wicked people are detestable to the Lord, but he offers his friendship to the godly. And I stand and extend my arm to Mavis and begin to walk away.
Yeah, I take Father Fang's arm.
I just take a swig to stare at her.
So the party continues on and nothing else of significance happens. You meet some of the other people that are there, and they're all ranging in abilities and intelligence and just things that maybe that Save is interested in bringing to the table. You three hit it off after this. You all three talk. Even if the varying opinions between all three of you, you all find a common ground in why you believe you recruited for Save. It is to save and protect people, to stop these monsters that have terrorized all three of you in very different ways. It is 2 days later, and all three of you are standing in a line with the 7 other people that were at the party in some warehouse located in some downtown portion of Chicago. Now, being from Justice, a suburb of Chicago, you are quite familiar with Chicago as a whole. You've all been to this area before, whether it is in a taxi, maybe there was some event down here with one of your parents, or maybe for your wife or daughter, Pichael. So you're not nervous about being here. It's just strange why you're in a warehouse. But you listened and you came because you feel empowered by what you've heard so far. A woman that is about 5'9" in height walks out. She is in military garb. If any of you know anything about military, she appears to be a part of, or was a part of, the Marines. She has a beret on, and she is missing her left arm. She appears to be about 30, 35, and she looks at all of you as she quietly walks for a few minutes through all of you. In front of all of you, excuse me. Now this isn't a fun job. This isn't a glorious job. It will be hard. People will die. I might die. You might die. We are here to not stop the death. Just make the death count lower. And of course put these creatures into the ground. Or whatever hell they come from. And there's a long silence as she kind of looks over all of you. She looks down. She rubs her left shoulder. Well, let's begin. And over the next week or so, you are all put through some rudimentary basic combat training. You're taught simple maneuvers on basically how not to die, on how to take a hit and not go down, or go down as hard. It is specifically hard for you, Father Frank. Your body is not what it used to be 15, 20 years ago. But she treats you the same. She expects you to do the same things. Whether you fail these things, she seems to be accepting. She's taken by the fact that you're trying. Mavis, she is incredibly impressed with your ability with your bow. When you showed up with it, she was confused. Most people showed up with handguns. Very few showed up with shotguns. But your ability with it blew her away. And as you guys are practicing firing your weapons, you hear someone say, who is handling their handgun, it's just not shooting. And then you hear a shot, and you hear screaming beginning, and everyone is looking around at each other, slightly panicking. What do you do?
Oh, clearly it's me. Obviously, I run towards the gunfire to see who got shot.
It appears that this young woman named Jean was misproperly handling her handgun. Not that Naomi has been very specific on how to use these firearms and how they're not toys, but she seemed to shoot herself in the leg, and her twin brother Dean is standing over her, just crying, just so upset. He's like, "Gee, you're gonna be okay, Gee." And everyone is just shocked and staring around. Pichael, do you do anything?
Well, I'm gonna heal, obviously. Okay, so I don't remember how exactly this worked.
So good. It's simple. Your heal is based off your score in the school, which should be written on your character sheet, if I'm not correct.
Well, yeah, I'm a master in heal.
Okay, so you go to bend down, and tend to this person's wound. Give me a heal roll, okay? You will take a minus 15 for this, though. And you took the minus 15 because Pichael is addicted. He has an addiction to alcohol, and he never said he took a swig. Well, you won't take that.
Well, I mean, technically I did while we were at the party.
This is 2 days later.
Oh, this is...
4 days later.
Oh, shit.
She would not let you have your alcohol.
And the round guns. Seems fair.
But in the end, it didn't matter.
I could have had a flask in my jacket or something.
You place your hands, and you go to administer basic aid, because you've coming from being in a lab and dealing with these incidents, you are good with helping people with injuries like this. And your hands glow orange, and her wound instantly heals up.
Okay, cool.
And you hear from outside of the group, My, Mr. Sanchez. I didn't know you were fluent in the art.
I open up my jacket.
Now, students, I was hoping this would come after you've been initiated, but yeah, magic's real, in a way. It is more of an art, so we call it the art. Now, these creatures do have abilities that they can do, but we call that the evil way, because it's not beautiful. It is the most terrifying thing you will witness. But hey, we have a healer in our group. We lost ours a long time ago. Great to have you, Mr. Sanchez. And Dean...
I just raised my glass. Or my flask.
Dean goes in for a hug.
My dog growls at him.
He falls backwards.
Good. I like interaction.
So after about 3 days of this, you're all tired. And she lines you all up again. And she says, "Wonderful job, everyone. Some of you more than others, but everyone showed heart. And frankly, that's what we need right now." And she has a clipboard, and she pulls it in front of her, and she says, "I'm going to announce the squads now. From what I've observed at the party and what I've observed here, people naturally gravitate to each other. Whether it's destiny, hey, could just be that, hey, you think she's cute. Whatever works, but we need the people that work well together." And she says, "The first squad. I'm going to just say Squad A. We're all encouraged to create squad names. It helps with morale. I don't know. Dr. Morris was going on about it, so whatever." She says, "We got Jean, Dean, Wu, and Max. That would be our first squad." And she looks over to this scrawny man and this really short woman, and she goes, "Sydney, Mark, no offense to you guys, but we're gonna keep you in the lab. Dax needs some help anyway." And they look almost relieved. They both relax and they stop sweating. And then she looks at the other 4 people. "You'll be Squad B. Frank, Mavis, Pichael, and Jeremiah. And that angry man that you saw at the party, who has been shown the most progress besides the rifles and stuff, he walks over to you guys and says, 'Don't slow me down,' and steps right next to you 4. And you all look over at Naomi when he says that, and the first time in her face, she is shown worry. And she goes, "All right, everybody, expect in the next few days we will all be to get you. Your respective people who recruited you here will be coming to get you to take you to our HQ. The next day, nothing passes, like just the day passes. Mavis, you have been living in your parents' home. You inherited it when they were reported dead in a car accident. So you have been living in this home. It's your childhood home, and it's just very empty without them. I don't know where you'd be sleeping, if you'd be in your room, or where you'd be the most safe.
I would mostly just sleep in my room.
Okay. Pichael, when your family left you, they left you in your house by yourself, and you haven't heard from them since. So you've been spending most of your time in your recliner, watching just random TV shows. You haven't been able to sleep much. You didn't realize how much you needed them till they left. And Frank, you of course have been staying in the home you've been in for 25 years. Nothing out of the ordinary with that. Mavis, you awake to a bright light in your face.
Is it the sunlight?
No, it looks like it's artificial.
Okay. I guess I try to shade my eyes to see.
Hello, Mavis.
Mm.
Do you want to know where your parents are?
My parents?
Yes.
Everybody else thought they were dead.
How can I know where they are? I can tell you, but on one condition. I need you to lead me to Naomi Daniels. And I need you to give me Charles Fletcher.
Charles? I don't know where they are.
They'll be coming to you in the next few days. I've been watching you. Will you give them up to me? Will you help me?
I can't. Charles he's like my uncle.
You feel a cold metal cylinder placed against your head in a cup. Very well. And there's a loud bang, and the lights turn on. And you look up to your friend Charles standing above you. And he is holding a little black box and opens his coat, holsters his weapon, leans back against the wall. Good job, my little bird. You make me very proud. And he extends your bed and pulls you out of bed. And it is your family friend Charles who recruited you to help you find your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I'm sorry I had to do all the lights in the show. It's what Richard wanted. It's the final test to see if you will keep us safe as well as yourself. But that's good. That's very good. And the scene kind of fades away. There's another bright light, and Pichael is sitting in his home watching the History Channel, and he is laughing hysterically at how wrong they are about the ancient aliens. You take a swig of your whiskey, and the TV flips off, and then flips back on, and there's 3 red eyes strewn across it, and a chill runs up your spine. Hello, Pichael. Remember me? And a little mouth appears beneath it as some red teeth appear on the screen. You recognize this voice as the creature that ruined your career and drove your wife and daughter away. Do you say anything?
I just finished my flask and just throw it at the TV. Just break it.
It cracks. It cracks a little bit. Oh, you stupid bitch! I can fix. I can fix all of this for you.
So could I. I just keep staring at it.
It wasn't personal, Pichael. It was just curiosity killed the cat, as they say.
I pull out another flask that I had in my jacket. It's just like, it's a terrible business.
I can clear your name.
Cool.
Just give me the next location and time of Naomi Daniels and your little friend Dax Thornhill, please. My associates have paid back bone to pick.
Everybody's got their own battles, but it's not one of them.
Unfortunate. And the TV just explodes.
I'll just buy another one. I'm just like talking to myself. I'll just grab another one.
It knocks you back into your chair as you mutter this. Well, you really had me worried there, Pichael. And a very short man with long, greasy black hair and very thick glasses that could break a foot almost if they fell off, walks up to you and he says, "Welcome to Save. I knew you'd help us, but sorry about your TV. To get a little carried away." And the screen fades black one more time as we approached on a church. It's an older church, but it's beautiful in the way that it's been there for as long as the town has been there almost. And Frank, you are sitting in your confession booth like you do every other night, and you're just enjoying the silence, just basking in the holiness of quiet, which you don't get too often. And you hear a familiar sound as the adjacent door creaks and creaking of wood as someone sits down. "Father, I fear I've sinned. I've killed so many people." And the screen kind of gets pressed in a little bit. "And I loved it." And you recognize this voice of a man named Jack May, the man who attacked you all those years ago, who turned into something that wasn't Jack May.
The way of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, my son, which shines ever brighter until the full light of the day. But the way of the wicked is like total darkness. They have no idea what they are stumbling over. You, Jack, have lost your way and have stumbled.
Father, how could I lose my way if I never had it?
I knew you before, Jack, and this is not the man you are.
I have a deal for you. Me and my friends could kill you right now. I want to, believe me. But I need something that's more important than your blood. And again, the screen pushes in. I need the location of Richard Black. And I need it right now.
I am so sorry, Jack. I fear I have failed you, and I will fail you in this as well. I do not know where Mr. Black is, nor will I tell you. And know that I do not fear death, nor do I fear you.
I was hoping you'd say that. And the door of your end is opened. And
Good morning. My name is Austin,
And my name is Anna.
and we are from the podcast Reading Isn't for Kids, a book club podcast where two grown adults read children's chapter books and sometimes comics.
Chapter books like Junie B. Jones,
Magic Treehouse,
Fear Street,
and The Walking Dead comics.
right, which are slightly less childish than the other ones, but it's not like a kid should pick up and read any of these books anyway. Reading
Yeah.
isn't for kids.
Silly kid, readings for adults.
I've been collecting my chapter books since I was a kid. I figured I'd put them to good use, besides letting them sit on the shelf, so if you'd like to head down a little nostalgia road with us as we dive into these classic children literature, join us.
Every other Saturday on the Encounter Co. Network. You want to say something to end it?
And if you have any old joke books, throw them out immediately.
Hey everyone,
No, not that name.
Hey everyone, Tracksuit Dragon here with a really cool drink called Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash jitters or shakes. It's got 0 sugar, it's gluten-free, and it only has 150 milligrams of caffeine. It's really helpful when you're fighting the unknown. No, it's really helpful when you're trying to perform stunts. Check out the link in the description and enter GRIMENCOUNTERS at checkout. Hope you all have a great day and stay spooped out there. Is that all I have to read?
All right on, dude. Yeah, brother. You did great, man. Yeah. Everybody, it's TJ Toddy Todd.
and 6 people standing outside. And out of the other end, Richard comes out. Again, he's holding a black box. He walks up to you and heartily shakes your hand. This man also, he walks with a cane, and appears to be around a similar age as Frank. God, I'm glad. I'm so glad you didn't waver, Father. But I was a fool to think you would.
If you thought that this would deter me, Mr. Black, then yes, indeed. But do not be a fool or feel foolish. All men are wicked in their ways.
Beautiful. And as you all three look upon who you're standing with, there's someone absent. You do not see Jeremiah. You do see Richard Black, the older gentleman standing in front of you, and he turns to a smaller, greasy-haired man and says, "This is Dr. Dax Thornhill. He is our head of science and research of the building. He would love to answer any of your questions. He is part of the council, so even though he is young, he is very wise in his age." And Dr. Dax blushes and looks down and starts rubbing his hands profusely. And then you also see Naomi, but her head has been down and she looks very angry. And then you see a man, he's a little farther back, he's leaning up against a pew, and he is in a immaculate gray suit, comes forwards. "Can we get this going? I'm ready to get some sleep. My name's Charles Fletcher. I'm the head of communications. Most people don't trust me. That's okay. Richard, can we go?" And they all look around, and he goes, "Very well. You're about to be pretty surprised, Frank.
Why is that?
Follow me." And he heads to the back room, like you've always done. And he starts heading into the cellar. and after the descent, and there's some storage. There's some boxes with Bibles, some boxes with the flesh of Christ, some wine, and then he kind of pulls back this like these stack of boxes that were in the corner, and it reveals a doorway. And
He looks to have an extremely puzzled look on my face.
yeah, it's been under your nose. And he gestures for everyone to go down the stairs.
What do you mean it's been under my nose? What is this place?
Oh, it's our headquarters. Our operations. The creatures of the unknown don't like churches.
I've been stationed here for nigh on 20 years. And only now I'm learning that save was beneath my feet this whole time.
Well, it's, as you guys are walking, he's speaking. He's like, well, it's only been for the past 4 years. We were stationed in the middle of downtown Chicago, but fortunately our HQ was overrun, and we lost 190 people in that attack. Very devastating. So we moved to one of our panic rooms, and our panic rooms happened to be an old, long-lost HQ that was based in Justice, which is the beautiful town we are currently in. And you are, after a few minutes of walking, it goes into a little room, and then it begins to spiral, the staircase does, and you are, basically, he opens the door, and some bright lights assault your eyes, and you are in like a lobby straight out of 1984. The colors are off. They aren't the nice, cool, gentle white you're used to of modern day. The furniture is outdated and old, and there is a double door with 2 windows next to it, and in one of the windows there is a woman, and she is standing there. You recognize her as she was Sydney in your training, and she buzzes you guys in as you walk through these doors. I drew a rough map of what the HQ looks like. I'll update it, make it better. But it's very open concept. Think of police stations in TV shows like Gotham. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Like the floor is very open, and the offices are kind of in the back or on the sides, but all of like the beat cops and stuff are in the middle. So in that big room, there is a bunch of different desks. There's some round tables, looks like for meeting, but again, the furniture is all old and outdated. To your right, immediate right, there's just another double door.
So this is where we came in.
Richard gestures and says, "This is the bunks if any of you need to stay here." There's some rough old bunks that you can sleep on. I imagine there could be nights where you all might sleep here, but we welcome it. We encourage you to treat this place as your home. And then he gestures to his left, and there is a big wooden oak door, and it opens, and as you take a glimpse in, there is wall-to-wall books. You smell the must of the books, even from this distance.
Well, that was what I just imagined.
And as you guys continue walking straight, he takes a right at the second room. It is made of entirely glass on the front, so you can see in. And as he enters the room, it is an old lab. There's some very outdated equipment in there, Pichael. Stuff that you were working on when you first started in the sciences. Very rudimentary microscopes.
Mm-hmm.
Old flasks that look like they need to be updated to code, but they just won't.
They just won't. So okay.
And this is where you hear this is where I will be most of the time. Here of the library. I love both places. Books are friends, and science is also friends. Everyone, that's all my friends. And he kind of waddles, half jumps to one of the desks, and he goes, "Don't touch this. This is mine." And there's just this little desk in the corner. He says, "But I am here of assistance, Pichael. I'm excited to work with you. I know you like explosives. I love explosives." And his hands kind of like, they like shake a little bit in his excitement.
Yeah, you can see in his eyes. Just like,
And he goes, and he kind of composes himself and stands straight, and he goes, "If you don't mind, sir, I would like to stay here and continue my work for the night." And Richard nods, kind of half disheartedly, like, whatever, like it's normal that he's in here all the time. And you guys walk out, and you look into the other room, and it is an older gym. There's some weights, there's machines, plenty of punching bags, and mats and stuff. And you see two people, the twins from your training. They are wrestling. Looks like they are doing some sort of MMA performance in there. And this is our gym. You're welcome to use it anytime. This is where we have any and all sparring. If there is a problem you have with any of the other envoys, please take it there. No fighting on the floor. And he points down. He points to the far corner, and he goes, "That's just storage. We use it simply. We have a lot of rubble there. There was a lot of structural damage here for some reason. Looks like it hasn't been used in years. We've done our best. But it was the infirmary. But as I hear, Pichael, we might not need that right now. You might
do what I can.
You might be interested to talk to Sarah. There's this woman sitting on one of the tables in the middle of the entire floor. It's this big round table, and she's sitting there. She has books all around her. She's cross-legged, an army helmet strapped to her head, and it is buckled under her neck.
I just kind of imagined her having like always like coffee or like caffeine patches or some shit. She's just like always on edge about
Like,
anything.
Meet the Robinsons, where she's
Is that the one where she has the caffeine patches? There you go.
She's
Bingo.
like, I have the caffeine patch.
I had like that's what I imagined, but I couldn't remember what it was from. But yeah, that's exactly it.
I haven't slept in. I don't. What did she say?
Like, I haven't slept in 8 days.
Yeah.
He's like, we have a cot. She's like, hold on, quick, I have the caffeine patch.
Yeah,
That's a side effect.
Each patch is equivalent to 12 cups of coffee.
There are 3 caffeine patches on her face, but her fingers are in a meditative stance, and she is looking up with her eyes open, and her eyes seem to be white, pure white. What do you guys do?
I feel like this is your area.
I don't do anything.
There's some shit going on right here.
There is no such thing, Pichael. She is merely practicing the art. You should know this. You are a practitioner of the art yourself.
Yes, but I don't have white shit on my eyes.
And over the past few days, Pichael, ever since you did that trick with your hands, you have been able to just gain fits of strength, and you've been exhausted, and with the simple closing your eyes and breathing, you felt like you could go for another hour. You've just been developing these powers, and you're starting to hone in on them the past few days, and really accept what you've been granted upon by whatever. Richard looks over to Frank. The art, you say?
Indeed.
You seem quite familiar.
I did not know what it was at first, but it makes sense now.
Okay.
What I can do.
What is this thing you could do?
I hear, nor rather, I feel all of the emotions of everyone around.
Oh, interesting. So, communicative. Communicative art.
Is that what it is?
we'll put it this way, the last man I knew who had communicative skills in the form of the art was a really good salesman. Like, really good.
I am no salesman.
No, thank God.
I know, that was good.
Tristan.
Yeah. I was just saying, you're the salesman of God. So I'm like, you're selling
You're like,
something.
by the way,
Yeah.
would you like to buy my personal Bible?
As
It was put to good use.
so you look upon this woman and you don't feel anything like you normally do when you look at someone when you want to feel how they're feeling, and you just start, but you feel a tugging from in the ceiling, and as you look up, which I assume you do, you feel her, and she is confused.
Interesting and intriguing.
And you feel someone sense you. Oh, another one. I've been the only one here for so long. Oh, what am I doing? Where are my manners? And then you feel a gut, like a wind. You see Frank kind of shake a little bit, and the woman immediately jumps up. She goes, "You!" And she jumps off the table. "My name's Sarah."
She's going up to him, just like, I'm Sarah.
"I'm Sarah." And she's like grabbing both of your shoulders, and she is just smiling into your ear.
Sarah, I am Father Frank. It is a pleasure to meet you.
"God, it's nice just to have another one of the art here. And you. I felt something strange about you, too." And she gets real close to you and just, like, looking you over.
I'm just staring at her like, yep,
And are you holding your flask?
I am.
Sip. Just one.
I just say it like this, like,
She does that.
oh,
And then she turns back. "Oh, no," and she shakes her hand in the air. I'm done. And then she climbs back onto her table and puts a book in her face.
and just kind of, my eyes like squint at her, and I'm just like slowly drinking, staring at her like, you motherfucker, don't you dare. The good shit right here.
The last room, Richard says, in this building is the room very far west, and it is a fully glass circular room, and there is a big table, a big half circle table with 10 chairs on it, but only 5 have little plaques in front of it. And he says, "This is the council room. After the, how can I say, after the infiltration, after the incident, we moved to a council because I failed everyone. I let so many people die." And he looks down. After a few seconds, shakes his head. Sorry.
We've talked about this.
We have. That's why I'm bringing you. You're here to help. I believe there's more of my lost friends out there. I don't believe your parents are dead, Mavis. But I fear that they have found something worse than death. I don't know. It's just been doing this a long time. It's my gut feeling. And Charles kind of steps in front of him. "Now, Richard, don't be putting these things in her head. She doesn't need this right now. Just because you've lost a lot doesn't mean that she's any better or she's lost anything." And he gets a little flustered and he's like, "Sorry, Richard. And Mavis, I didn't mean. I love them both. But it's enough. We've all lost things. That's why we're here. Whether it's our safety," and he gestures to Frank. "Whether it's our child," and he looks at you and like almost as if he knows, like he feels Um,
And you see me just down my mug. That in one instant, as soon as you said it, I'm just like, just chug all of it.
and Mavis, our family. But that's what we're here. We're here to stop this. And that's why every other day this week, I want you to come back here, and you're going to work with Dr. Dax and Dr. Morris, and you're going to learn things you don't want to learn, but you need to know. Okay? And Richard goes, do I have any questions about anything? Ask anything. I will answer what I can.
I'm gonna have to walk up and down all of these steps all the time, Richard.
Unfortunately, our old HQ, we had 3 elevators. We had corridors about corridors. We had a mess hall. It was you would have loved it.
Sounds like a lot of walking as well.
But there were segues. It was fine. And he chuckles. It sounds silly, but you try walking a giant compound every day, and you tell me if your feet don't hurt. Thank you all.
I grab my mug. Where's the drink, bruh?
He looks at you with a puzzled look. You have to bring your own drink. If you weren't so skilled, I wouldn't even allow you to do that in here.
My eyes just get really close to me. Close. I just stare at him.
And he points to Mordecai and goes, I'm also going to look past that too, and he kind of pets him on the head. He seems to be a wonderful fellow. And your dog's really good at sensing,
like character, personality, that
yeah.
type of thing. Yeah.
And he just kind of licks his hand and says, I think he's going to do great here. And if there's any questions, I'm going to head to bed. So it's about a week. You finished all of your training with your knowledge. You've got pretty intimate with Dax. You've all had an interview with this man who you occasionally see out the corner of your eye walk quickly to different rooms. He is not unkind. He is very to the point, asks many questions. He is a psychiatrist after all. He wears thick leather gloves as well. Yeah, but he will allow no one to see his face. So your interviews with Dr. Morris, Woodsgate, were different. I don't know if any of your characters have done psychiatric work before or have had.
Yeah, I was saying he does that on a regular basis, probably.
So have you ever been on the end where you are expressing your feelings to another person as well? Not really? If you have, this is different. For most psychiatrists, they are not as cold as this man. It may be due to the fact that the only thing human you can see on him is his eyes. He has bright blue eyes. And his leather, I want to say tunic, but his leather coat, down to his leather boots and his leather gloves, all leading up to his hat. He has a brimmed brown hat that he wears, and the point of his mask is in between you, almost. It feels as if it's going to reach out and grab you when he is speaking to you. And everything that comes out of his mouth sounds a little muffled. He enunciates his things very well. And he always leaves quickly. Now, in your interviews, did any of you ask him any questions?
Why the mask?
Why the mask, you say? Well, so the enemies can't see me. They can't don't want them to know who took them. And he reaches up and kind of pulls back a lid on the beak and stuffs some little, looks like herbs into it. It's for the smell. Any other questions? Very well. And he'll step up very straight, and all of you exactly. This is exactly for everyone. And he didn't write anything, didn't have anything with him. And as he's leaving the door for each of you, says, "They'll have to do." And as he walks past each individual person that recruited you is standing at the door, Charles kind of grimaces every time when the man talks to him. Kind of shakes his head. Dax doesn't even look at him. Can't even look him in the eye. And Richard does. He says, "Thank you, Dr. Grimm. Dr. Woodsgate." And the man kind of cocks his head a little bit and goes, "You may call me what you will. Whatever you call me. Make sure you need me." And he his coat flashes back as he quickly walks away. A few days pass again, and you are all sitting in the middle of the floor, kind of discussing things you learned, things that you've read in books, maybe the people you've met here, how would Mavis, right? How would Mavis be taking this all in?
It's not quite unfamiliar. Not really uncomfortable, but talking to new people makes her,
Comfortable?
uncomfortable. That's the only uncomfortable part.
Uncomfortable. And I'm uncomfortable.
Pichael, how is he taking it?
Another place, another day.
Shane, has Frank found comfort in this group?
Comfort? Possibly. A renewed purpose? Most definitely.
There's a clank of wood as Richard Black hobbles his way to the table. He throws a file, a manila folder onto the table. "Here's your first case invoice. I hope you do me proud." And as you look upon this man, you get the man you've been learning from, the man you've been shown these new things. You really get a good look at him, and again, it looks like he's in his mid-50s, but his eyes show so much wisdom, as if he is double the age. He has jet black hair, but it is speckled with white and gray, and it's smoothed back, almost with gel. And his face is also covered in a 5 o'clock shadow that is also a salt and pepper. And he has many, many scars. His face is cut. There's a scar digging into the left of his eye. His eye doesn't seem to be damaged from it, but everything around the skin is cut, and his hands there's scars on his hands.
So well.
And as you do this, Frank, you kind of are taken back to a time when you're sitting in your confession booth like you always are, and it's your Thursday evening. It's always slow on Thursday. Maybe one or two people, the regulars, of course, and that you pretend that you don't recognize when they speak. And you hear the door open, and You hear a voice that you don't recognize. Father, I fear I have sinned. I let my friends and family down. I let those monsters kill them, and I could do nothing to protect them. And you hear a soft weep coming from the other compartment.
Tell me more, my son.
Thank you, Father. And over the next hour, he describes you the events of the HQ. His closest coworker, Jess, when he recruited himself, when he had hope in, how he worked with her for half a decade. She was planning to take over his position because his daughter had moved to New York to work in the treehouse, and how that was the worst part, how she betrayed him. He doesn't know if it was her that betrayed him or something, but she brought them. She brought the Gannaby that tore us apart. It sucked us dry of our life force, killed so many. And I did nothing as this black mass just snapped my leg almost clear off. And the more he tells you this, the more increasing the sobbings. And Father, what do I do? I just want to give up.
First, know that you should not. Second, what you've told me, some would say, is fantasy. But I have had something very similar happen.
What?
Yes. Someone once came to the church. Someone that was not themselves. They had been coming to the church for years. And I knew something was wrong. Very wrong. So after service, I confronted them. I do not know what the monster was, but this black mass that you said, or whatever it was, and the word Ganambe. This is what he called themselves, or it called itself.
I believe that they were working with this figure. This figure was stronger. It could have ended me, but it didn't. It's as if it enjoyed to watch me feel the betrayal, to feel the pain. And then it left. It walked right past Dax. It laughed at him and pushed him to the ground, and then left as it set fire to our files, set fire to our computers. I blacked out, but I feel we're fighting the same enemy, Father. I'd like you to help more. Have you ever thought about fighting back? And then come to with him kind of smashing hitting his cane on the ground. Father, you there?
Sorry, Richard. Yes.
I feel it happens to me all the time. And they kind of laughs, puts his hand on your shoulder, and goes, "Now, it's cut and dry. This case, it's of course a creature of the unknown. It's hurting people. It's draining people. They turn to bone, skin. And have you ever seen Buffy?"
Dun dun.
And there we go, guys. That's our first session, first episode. I was just trying to end it like a cool TV show would.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Like I was just like, put the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Too cool.
No, I thought that went well.
Did you guys like it?
Mhm.
Was it fun?
I do like it.
I know it wasn't the super spooky, but
Well, it'll be
It'll
like you
get
said,
better.
it'll get better once we actually get past like
Yeah. Did you want
this
to
part.
Is
Those
this
are
yours
mine.
or Nord's?
Those are Norts.
so next session
I need to find mine. I don't know where they are.
we'll be jumping in the case. So
Yeah.
and estimations and dedation.
Ablation.
Well, everybody,
All kind of Asian.
thanks for tuning in.
Is it kind of Asian?
I said all kind of Asians.
Like an amalgamation.
Yeah, there you go. Not
Thanks,
Asians.
thanks everybody for tuning in to Grim Encounters. I have been your chill master, your devil and angel on your shoulder, if you will. And my name is Nort.
This is Frank Flannigan. Father Frank Flannigan.
This is Pichael because Michael was already taken.
I'm Mavis.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Grim Encounters. And we hope you all get spooked out there.